It's a busy basketball program being conducted at the MABA Stadium in Kuala Lumpur as part of these 29th Southeast Asian Games. And we have a women's match coming up for you now between Singapore and Vietnam. These teams towards the bottom of the existing table. Malaysia has got off to a great start in the competition with a record of 4-0. These matches from earlier today. Singapore holding on to defeat Vietnam 80-73. Comfortable win for Indonesia over Laos. So there we are. Malaysia top of the table. Indonesia and Thailand 3-1. Philippines 3-2. Singapore have had one win. Not the case for Vietnam and Myanmar. Singapore beats Myanmar 107-52. So this is Singapore team getting ready for the official preliminaries. Shortly the players will be introduced.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the last game of the night. Our matchup between Team Vietnam and Team Singapore. Introducing the team from Vietnam. Number 4, Huynh Thi Ngoan G. Number 8, Huynh Thi Ngoan G. Number 9, Jacqueline. Number 11, Linh Rui. Number 12, Nguyet. Number 13, Huynh Thi Number 15, Trang. Number 17, Nguyen. Number 23, Trat. Number 30, Tieu. And number 99, Chen. They're coached by Castillo Serenas Felix III. And now your team from Singapore. Number 1, Jacqueline. Number 5, Number 6, Lim Rui. Number 7, Jayne C. Number 8, Trat. Number 9, Linh. Number 11, Huyen. Number 12, Ting. Number 15, Cheryl Poon. Number 19, Alanna C. Number 21, Yoshida Yukie, and number 22, Cheryl. They're coached by Huyen. I invite everyone in the stadium to get on their feet and please show respect for both teams' national anthems. Up first is Team Vietnam. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Singapore.
So gifts exchanged. Kirk Murad of the United States for Singapore. Felix Castillo, Vietnamese coach of Philippine origin. There are our referees.
Mr. Mao Lim from Myanmar, and your commissioner, Mr. Chang Mok Shing from Malaysia.
Singapore probably start just slight favourites in this match,
Final warm-ups for both teams.
courtesy of having at least had one win. That's the Vietnam roster. Nguyen Tieu Doi at 17 and 176 centimetres, has the distinction of being the youngest and the tallest in the team. Quite a few players under 20 in that roster. And there is your starting five. And Nguyen Tieu Doi will indeed be in that five. They need the height on court. Let's mention Felix Castillo, originally from the Philippines. Also known as Jojo. Been with the national team of Vietnam only a short while. Here's the Singapore roster. Looking for big games they will be out of the likes of Cheryl Poon and Yoshida. Jacqueline Jia also in that starting five, but Yoshida, one of the go-to players. Amanda Lim had 23 points against Myanmar. So 7 nations in the tournament this year, with the addition of Myanmar. 2 years ago, Malaysia took gold, Indonesia the silver, and Thailand the bronze. Philippines finished 4th, then it was Singapore and Vietnam.
It has to be at least a tip. Ideally, it's a steal. If we had a good trap out here, and JJ...
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and cheer for both of these teams.
So Cheryl Poon, plenty of experience to bring to the contest here, particularly alongside the likes of Yoshida, who is at 27, probably at the peak of her powers. So Jayne Tan. Underway then in this women's round robin match at the 29th SEA Games. Early foul against Yoshida. That's giving one away all too quickly and too cheaply inside the first 5 seconds. So good ball movement early from Vietnam, and the shot just finds the rim for Trat. Let's see what kind of fluency Singapore can bring to the opening moments. Vietnam quick to gather the loose ball. No one driving into the key just yet. 9 on the shot clock. Hard work inside from Huyen. Huynh Thi Ngoan. Three-point shot is good from Cheryl Poon. That's the way to start. Big three-pointer. Nice high arc on the shot too. Gave it every chance. Have an easy entry into the bucket. Off glass this time from Jacqueline Chu. Won't go. Another three-point attempt. Does. Sarah Tan. And Singapore possession. So a bit of a loose start from Vietnam. A couple of players giving each other a bit of a get-to-know-you bump on the way back to the Singapore attacking end. Tan. Lovely shot. Oop, lost it. Vietnam. Again looking for an open look, get one, but the shot is not particularly accurate. Long ball. Well gathered in by Cheryl Poon again. Ambitious pass. Landed at her feet, and she picked it up, no trouble at all. Classy finish and an 8-zip start to Singapore. Great outlet ball from Alanna Lim. That's the way to cover some court in a hurry. Nguyet Trang gets the early sit down. Hasn't started well for Vietnam. Struggling to get a shot away. Off glass. No. The accuracy's just not there for Vietnam out of the hands. Very quick transition again from Singapore. This is really troubling Vietnam's D. Running the floor really hard. Singapore. You love it when those set inbound plays come off, and Alanna Lim Rui Jia finishes nicely. Off the glass, no. Rebound taken by Sarah Tan. Ooh. Collision just short of halfway, no damage done. Well, there's some crisp work going on amongst this Singapore 5 at the moment. Alanna Lim on the end of a great pass and a smiling Kirk Murad. He's got to be loving this start. 12-0. That's a rocket chest pass into Alanna Lim. That's some kind of assist.
We said there to easy the defense, we have to communicate.
Đã nói trước rồi, trong phòng thủ mình có
We have to switch.
Và phải đổi người, nghe không? Phải đổi người.
We have to focus on defense, please. Please. Focus on defense is communicate. Talk.
Trong phòng thủ phải.
There's a screen.
Gọi nó cản không đó, nó cản không.
We discussed this one already. On the pass right here, this one will screen. We never switch.
Well, a pretty frustrated Felix Castillo there. Over 3 minutes gone, still no points for Vietnam. Try and halt the momentum, call the timeout, see if it's made some difference. Nice spin, hands on it, and it'll stay with Vietnam. In comes Nguyen Thi Tien. Out goes Linh Huyen. Seven on the shot clock. Might as well take the long attempt. Good boxing out from Singapore. And Yoshida brings it up. Still got time, and possession wasted this time by Singapore. They're certainly winning on the boards at the moment. Jacqueline Chu fouled by Huynh Thi Ngoan. Chu to the line. And gets them both. That's a promising beginning from the free throw line. Kirk Murat applauds. 14-0. Just gets better and better. Vietnam is stuck in neutral. 0 for 5 from the field. You'd take 5 from 6 as a ratio of shooting, wouldn't you? Any day in basketball. It won't stay that way. Had a couple of good looks, Huynh Thi Ngoan. Second attempt was from Alanna Lim, and Vietnam have given it back a bit cheaply. Nguyen Tien just lost it for a moment. Take the eye off the ball and see where the opposition is before you've got it in your hand. And that's what can happen. Checking in is Tran Van in 23. Tan takes a break. In comes Tang Choi Ting for Singapore. Ten rebounds to 1. Oh, that tells a story. Shooting's just cooled off a little in the last minute or so for Singapore. Vietnam are yet to trouble the scorers. Ko Wei Bin positioned herself well for the rebound. Beg your pardon, it was Yoshida. Still waiting for Vietnam to find something in possession. They've had shots from in close. There've been good pressure over those shots. Could have, should have done better. Well, there's a cheap foul again against Yukie Yoshida. Throws her head back in disappointment. Tan is back in, and in a little bit of early foul trouble, Yoshida is forced to have a rest. Not surprised that went. Trat Nguyet had time, looked very poised over the attempt. And it's good to see Vietnam on the board. Bit of shot clock pressure now from outside the arc. They go again, and it's just stopped now for Singapore. Trying to get the ball inside a bit rather than take those long bombs that, you know, you can get 2 or 3 in a row, and you get tempted to keep trying from out there rather than do the hard work inside. Rattled through nicely. Oh, that's a bit silly. A foul from Tran Van. Maybe frustrated that she missed her own attempt. Amanda Lim mentioned she had a good game against Myanmar, racking up 23 points. Singapore nicely positioned, but they really need to score again. It's been a while. Intended inside there for Tang Choi Ting, and the Vietnamese defence just stepping up a little bit. I think that Felix Castillo would be pleased. Maybe his timeout did have an effect. At least it's brought greater energy to the D of Vietnam. Trat Nguyet at the line. Rebound taken by Tang. And we'll go for the bonus. That's Nguyen Thi Dai.
Now the basket and the foul for number 3.
See the arms go up to protect herself as she ran into the post supporting the basket. It's well behind the baseline, but she was really moving. And gets the extra. Now that should be 14-7 by my account, but I'll catch up to us shortly if I'm right. Had a few scoring issues here with the on-screen graphics. Let's turn our eyes to the game though. And a lovely three from Amanda Lim. That might spark them back into scoring mode. I've lost the count there on the number of three-point attempts from Singapore. They've had to, I'm sure they've had more than that. This is Tran Thi Yen Van again. I'll tell you, that end-on camera gave you a view of what an accurate arc she had to the basket with the free throw. Good technique. Well, they've adjusted the score for the two that were missing. 17-9. Just under a minute 45 left in the first quarter. Singapore flew out of the blocks. They led 14-0 at one stage. And they're back to a 10-point lead. 4 is on for Vietnam. Pham Thi Bai. It is she who gets the rebound and draws the foul. Probably the smallest player on either side. She weighs in at 50 kilograms, Nguyet, Pham Thi Bai. See how she goes at the free throw line. Like that. Not a lot of knee bend in the action. Two coming from up top. Anyway, 1 out of 2. It's more than me. Oh, and it went to Jacqueline Chu. Good drive in baseline. Oh, copped one to the face. That she got a good shot away is remarkable. Last minute, first quarter. Vietnam struggling again. Singapore come up with the disputed ball. Ooh, and quick turnover the other way. Vietnam trying to run the floor a bit quicker themselves. Oh, didn't go. That's a shame. Tran Thi Yan Van instead goes to the line. Steals back the rebound. Well done, Tran. Amanda Lim. Plenty of time. No need to rush here for Singapore. 21-11 with the quarter time approaching. This for the 3. Ooh, had a look. Not quite. Tran. Looked like it was going to go off glass. They get a third attempt at it, maybe. That's all. Oh, no, a bit sloppy with it. Singapore. And Tran drives in. Hits the foul, will go to the line. Sarah Tan. Well, didn't do what we planned there. 10 the difference. 10 seconds left, first quarter. And a more concerned Kirk Murad now. It's just a question of time for Vietnam to get into this game. Fourteen unanswered points for Singapore at the start. Five seconds. Oh, it's good from Cheryl Poon. Well, a nice little finish to the quarter for Singapore as they drain a 3 and take it back out to 13. So at the first break between Singapore and Vietnam in the women's competition, 24-11 to Singapore. Second quarter action, Singapore and Vietnam. Singapore in the white uniforms with a decent 24-11 lead at the first break. Foul looks like it's going against Wee Kim Nan. They're finding Chu difficult to contain the Vietnam defence. She's nimble, she's courageous. And another foul, Huynh Thi Ngoan, inside the first 12 seconds of the quarter. So it's getting a bit spicy. Perhaps for Vietnam trying to up the physicality of the contest. Did well to get her own rebound, Amanda Lim. And the longer attempt won't go. Palm. Nguyen. Oh, there was a channel, and it was well taken by Wee Kim Nan. Vietnam can keep forcing Singapore to shoot from out wide. That'll suit their purpose as well. That one rolls. Well done from Alanna Lim. That's the earlier bucket from Wee Kim Nan. So they're two apiece in this second quarter, 26-13. Well, that was good support play. Again from Alanna Lim. The pass wasn't meant for her at the other end, but she was awake to the fact that it was off target and grabbed it anyway. So they take another turnover. For three. Not this time. A pass for Poon from Tan. Didn't find its mark, but that was a good awareness from Alanna Lim. Come in and help. Off the glass from Trat Na. 13 is Singapore's lead. That's what it was at the break. Poon spotted a gap. It quickly closed. She took the knock. Really a bucket from Trat and a little fist pump. Pretty pleased with that. Oh, good hands up from Wee Kim Nan. Forced the turnover. And they punish Singapore. Trat is having a good quarter. Lead trimmed to 10. Cheryl Poon again. Having to do it without Yukie Yoshida at the moment, Singapore. You've got yourself in an early foul trouble. A couple of shots coming up for Vietnam. Huy Kim Nan at the line for Vietnam. Gets them both with the help of the roll. So the lead hovering around 10 to 12. Jacqueline Tieu brings it up the floor. And Yoshida is back in 21. Just needs to watch her play, Yoshida. Make sure she doesn't give up any more cheap fouls. They might need her late in the game because it's pretty clear Vietnam aren't going to go away. They're outplayed in the first 5 minutes. Trailed 14-0 if you're just joining us. And they've clawed their way back into it. Starting to get a few more rebounds too. Who can find it? Jacqueline Tieu got a 3-on-2. Oh, that was ambitious. Somehow Singapore retained possession there. I'm not sure they deserved to. It was too big a risk on the pass, and eventually they do give it up. Singapore must have got something on that. Nguyen Thi Dai's attempt just ballooned up above the backboard. Yoshida travels.
Number 14 coming into the game.
Nguyen Thi Dai made a good contribution, but Huy Kim Nan, who's come in for her in 14, very good player. Rate her on what we've seen so far. Timeout.
We're going to switch it. Switch it hard, being ready for the pass to come and deflect that pass. Okay, just jump out hard on the dribbling. But it's always from that side of the floor, it seems. Okay, so the ball's here. They set this screen. So if you're guarding the screener, jump out hard on the ball. If you're guarding the ball, jump back behind it so that you can get there before the roller gets there. Okay, that's on defense. Offensively, we still want to push the pace. What's wrong with scrambling? A couple of times we picked up our dribble there. Attack here, right? Keep attacking towards the baseline, and then Jayne or...
I'm always encouraged when I hear calm, positive words from the coach. Let's try this, let's do that. Here's what we do. And in a very sort of warm, positive way. It was good stuff. First basket after the timeout, though. Nguyen knock Vic comes into a teammate. It's for 3, and it's good. Jacqueline Tieu. That moves the lead back out to 11. I just feel that if Vietnam can get a couple of stops and convert, and Singapore will start to realise more fully they're in a contest, and maybe if it's tight, they might tighten up. We'll see. Earlier in the day, the Singapore men, also against Vietnam, had a big lead in the first half and nearly were caught. Went on to win at 80-73, but it was down to a couple of points in the last quarter. No lead is safe. So as the draw happens to have it, Singapore and Vietnam meet twice today in the men's and women's competitions here in Kuala Lumpur. Vietnam running the floor pretty quickly. Where's the shot going to come from? Thinks about it, drives into the key. Yoshida, good tap from a good second effort. With the rebound, it's Palm. Bit of a wrestle on the floor. Cheryl Poon comes up.
Hello. Now, if you are here, you say là, you go down, you go down, you go down.
À, khi có bóng ở trên thì 4 đứa dưới này dạt sát xuống bill luôn.
No isolation right here. No screen, no screen.
Cứ đánh vô 1-1 nha.
If help with nhá.
Nhớ nha, nó đánh vô hai đứa hai bên chuẩn bị nó chạy nhanh lắm á.
Be ready on the kick. Now, if you want to drive, I want you to be right here, that ngã on the corner.
Got it. We're going to deny the ball as much as you can and bounce plugger. Nothing gets over the top. Okay, so my plugger, whoever's guarding this one, I want you standing right there. Nothing gets over the top. Then when it comes in, dog and plug have to switch. They switch. All right, let's make them take a few extra seconds off the clock. You're going to guard 9. You're going to guard 4, and everybody else switch up.
Well, timeouts are a bit more straightforward for Kirk Murad because his team speaks English. It's a translation job, unfortunately, for Felix Castillo. It slows it all down. Not as much information can be delivered, and he's needing the translator. Felix from the Philippines, as I mentioned at the top of the game. Six on the shot clock. Oh, nice work inside. Huynh Thi Ngoan. She was shown an entry to the key. Took it. That's the bonus. And make it interesting. Vietnam working really hard in defense.
Number 9, Jayne.
Ariel Loiter just gave up a foul a moment ago. Oh, lovely spin from Yukie Yoshida. That's what we've been waiting to see. She's not had much impact on the game. Had to sit out early after a couple of fouls. Palm. Shapes, fakes. She did travel. Alanna C into the game in 7 for Singapore. Turnovers pretty even. That's a good look for C. Easy coming off the bench and making your first shot count, but she's done that. Palm. Drag C this way and that. And C wins that contest. And the easy finish for Amanda Lim. The lead's back out to 14. A couple of better moments for Singapore. They've steadied. 8 assists to 2 favouring Singapore. Another travel. Oh, she was moving so nicely too. It's such a shame. Huynh Thi Ngoan. C with the mid-range shot. And then Amanda Lim collecting another couple. Oh, that should have gone. They all should. They don't always. Vietnam really need score off this possession. Deficit of 14. I think, yeah, Cheryl Poon was ruining the fact not only that she missed the shot, but she just sort of loitered off court. There was a rebound came down, but she was off court, and she couldn't sort of step back on and take it from out of bounds. So she was cross with herself on 2 counts. Nice work inside, Alanna Lim. Decent pass to find her as well. And suddenly Singapore by 16. They've withstood the challenge of Vietnam, it seems, so we're getting close towards half-time. Singapore building a lead again. Cheryl Poon, strong rebound. Oh, but a loose pass. And gave up a pointless foul, really. She was struggling to get back to Huynh Thi Ngoan. Should have just given up on that one, I think. Yoshida's ball inside to Lim was a good one. Last 70 seconds of the first half. Now against Tran. And they're in the bonus, Singapore. So Chu for 2. The second half of this second quarter will really please Kirk Murad again. He had a smile all over his face for the first 5 minutes as that commanding early lead was built. Vietnam played their way into the game. But the intensity's back again for Singapore. And Huynh Thi Ngoan. Well, it was a good idea inside, just couldn't quite find Alanna Lim. Had to be pinpoint accurate. It nearly was. One of those things that's a great idea, but the execution's got to match it. Short the first time around was Nguyen Thi today. Thought she might have been on the court a bit more, the youngster, but she does seem to be carrying a knee injury, so perhaps that's the reason she's had sparing minutes. Huynh Thi Ngoan driving in. Tran. That's the first. As for Wanda, looks reluctant to take the second. Shouldn't be. Nothing wrong with those free throws. And they've pulled it back to 12. 10 seconds left in the quarter and the half. Someone needs to shoot. Here we go. Oh, yes. And Jacqueline Chu with another timely 3. Just to re-establish a bit of dominance and give Vietnam something to think about as they go to the long break.
At the end of the first half, Singapore
All on their own out there.
Vietnam, 46-31.
A lovely shot to leave us with at the end of the second quarter. Nice leg drive, nice straight arm as the ball leaves the hand. And as we leave the players for a few minutes, it's Singapore 46, Vietnam 31.
Nice shot.
Players back on court for the restart. This match between Singapore and Vietnam. (46-31) Singapore leading, considering their lead at quarter time, 24-11, was by 13, and it's now only 15. You've got to give some credit to Vietnam for steadying things. Singapore won the second quarter 22-20. Travel against Huynh Thi Ngoan. Some interesting stats out of that first half, particularly the shooting of Singapore at 50% is pretty useful to Vietnam's 26. The rebounds levelled out a little, 27-20 favouring Singapore. 3-pointers, 6 from 13 and 2 from 6. Well, Vietnam asking for a foul off the ball. And no point going on with the discussion. You take a player out of the equation, but it's well finished. And Nguyen Thi Tien. Huge three. And Cheryl Poon had 10 points in the first half. So did Lim. 14 for Tieu. Tieu led all scorers with 14. Trat had 9 and Nguyen 7 for Vietnam. And Anna Lim was the only one interested in that rebound. So Singapore quickly back down court. So too the Vietnam 5. Another look at the three. Trat. Bui. Well, Bui Kim Nan, one of Vietnam's better players. Certainly they're trying to keep her on for maximum minutes. Vietnam ball. Early moments of the third, and Vietnam are leading this quarter 4-3. Nguyen drives in. Didn't get much of a shot away. Yoshida. Oh. They're pretty hot from out there. There's a couple now for Cheryl Poon. Tieu's down. That's not good for Singapore if she's not able to continue. Key player. Absolutely key. I'm not sure how that happened. She's coming off to get some attention. It's obviously a leg injury of some sort. Right knee, no good. I'll be okay, maybe. One for the medical staff to sort through. Back out to 17. She's just had a... I'm not sure how she was hurt, actually. She might have been hurt all over because she's run into the biggest player in the opposition, Nguyen Thi Dai, and came off second best. Doesn't pull out of a contest, though. Rim this time. And Nguyen collected it for Vietnam. Oh. Trat Thi Nguet Na. That's one of the baskets of the game. Just hooked it out of that right hand. Shot put up by Poon. $15 the lead, under 6 to go in the third. Driving into the key, good defence when she got there though. Up to her feet, Huynh Thi Ngoan. Back into the game comes Amanda Lim. C called for the foul. Vietnam spread again. Nguyen thinks about the three-pointer, thinks again, and nope. Singapore just not running the floor as quickly as they were in the second quarter. Yoshida. Amanda Lim gets a couple. 17 the lead. Okay, to the line comes Nguyen Thi Ngoan G. Oh, it's well short. Yoshida. Open look there for Tan. 57-37, and that's a dangerous looking lead again of 20. Vietnam were leading this quarter briefly. Helpful couple there from Nguyen Thi Ngoan G. Singapore now outscoring them now. Off target. Driving all the way through is Nguyen Thi Ngoan G. She can keep herself healthy. She'll be around top basketball a long time. In the national team at 17. A bit scrappy the last couple of minutes from Singapore. Allowing Vietnam to take something out of the lead. Oh. Twice had to pick it up, Bui Kim Nan. Cheryl Poon takes a break. She's been working pretty solidly throughout the match. One of the leading scorers still for Singapore. 57-41. Alanna Lim protected that rebound pretty well. Yoshida gives it off. And Amanda Lim fouled. Amanda Lim and Alanna Lim on the court at the moment in 9 and 19. Yoshida with very quick hands. Had to put the shot up, and got it up just in time. It's almost a bonus when you find yourself in shot clock pressure and still get away an effective shot. Okay. Bad turnover. Now you've denied the good defensive pressure that got you in that situation and responded with a couple of points, saying, there, take that. This is what they did. But hands and bodies get a bit tired. The handling errors can creep in. Let's see what Kirk Murat has to say.
So let's go motion offense. Spread the floor, just like they're doing, and look to attack and kick. Try to stay opposite the ball, but if you see an opening, go get it. If you see a drive, get out of the way. Okay? Defensively, all they're doing is clearing out and trying to go one-on-one. Watch the spin move.
Okay. Sorry. Bye. Look this one.
Bay nhìn nhá. Thế nó qua.
Now, if Bit cannot do that one, you go right here. You have to pass right here to hand off. Okay.
3 minutes left in the third, and Singapore have pushed the lead back out to 18. Oh, that got nothing except an easy, well, can you call it a rebound when it doesn't hit the backboard or the rim? Poon, it was, who took it and has it now. They got busy hands, Vietnam. They created a lot of turnovers like that. Tran Nguyen Van. Singapore have been a little bit slow to learn that the ball is never safe in their hands because Vietnam are always going to have a bit of a tip at it. No one following up for Singapore, so soft rebound for Vietnam. Another couple for Tran Nguyen Van. Yoshida. Poon left it behind. And Ariel Loita, who's back on. So hasn't had many minutes. Coach will be pleased. And she's off to the races here. She's got a couple to beat and doesn't. Might have been better off waiting for help. Oh, it's 3-point city all of a sudden. Trat now. Minute to three-quarter time. And there are those Vietnamese defensive hands again. Oh, that was a pretty clumsy foul by Ariel Loita. As much of a chop as a foul. Nguyen Thi Dai and Huynh Thi Ngoan come back on for Vietnam as Trat goes to the line. Well, just when you think they're probably down and out, Vietnam surge again. And they've got it back to 12. And that's doable. More than a quarter to go. Singapore. And they come up with a big final play. Foul go against Nguyen today. Cheryl Poon to the line. Can't get either. That's when you say it was a good foul. Calm. And Nguyen gets a couple. Lead down to 10. Oh, does it count? Vietnam trying to wave it away. Poon hoping it counts. Just keep your eye on the clock up there. Does it leave her hands? Don't think so.
Home first.
It doesn't count, and the Vietnamese team waves the misfortune of the opposition. Claps, I should say, claps the misfortune. Yeah, that's a kind of schadenfreude that maybe we shouldn't have. Anyway, it's Vietnam who are desperately hanging on here, trying to make something of it. Three-quarter time then, the lead's just down to 10, 62-52. Here we go then, last quarter between Singapore and Vietnam. Might be 10 the difference, but feels like game on. Vietnam actually won that third quarter, 21-16. Now, if they can just keep that kind of interest in the game, could have something in a few minutes from now. Singapore player fouled there. Poke in the eye for Tan. Kurtmara doing his best not to look worried. Is 12 going to be enough? Poon. Huynh with the strong rebound for Vietnam. Oh, that's the kind of inspirational shooting that'll get them there, or at least close. Nguyen Thi with the 3. Poon, who's going to step up? Can't do it all on her own. Only a couple of seconds left on the shot clock, and away. She's done it again. Cheryl Poon. And one in response from Nguyen. We can just feel the intensity lifting. The pace of the game is increased. Palm for Vietnam now. There's a strong box out by Poon. She's doing everything in defense and offense. Singapore really not trying to rebound off the long shots. Palm T Tarbai. Huynh. Oh, it's cramp. It's been a quick game. Nguyen Bich is on. Huynh Nan isn't a player Vietnam can afford to go to the bench and maybe play no further part. She's key. So is Poon for Singapore. She needs a break sometime. 11 of 24 for Singapore from outside. Shooting near 50% out there, that's good. Off the glass, doesn't go. Trang took the rebound for Singapore. Yeah, they were taking turns looking for a way into the key, and they were patient with it. Alanna Lim. Yeah, nothing for that. I think it's fair enough that Alanna Lim had very good position. She was absolutely stationary. See if Vietnam can crack open the key now. Or shoot again from outside. Yoshida. Chu. Yoshida did manage to chase the ball out of court and bring it back in, but only to the advantage of Vietnam's and Pam. Nguyen Thi. Oh. That was offered up in hope, I think, more than anything. Just under 6 minutes left in the game. Singapore holding on. The margin is still good for them at 11. Make that 13. Well, Jackie Chu took a knock after a big collision with Huynh Thi. Wondered if we'd see her back in the game, but she's recovered. Huynh Thi come. Oh, a little travel there. Cheryl Poon was imitating the referee there. So it was either agreeing it was a travel or it was some kind of sarcastic comment about the travel, but she gave the sign. So no, I'm tending to think she knew she travelled.
We do like this, we call 21. Okay? Listen. But you have to go here. Tin will go corner. Okay? On the pop out, pass, the screen. Okay? You have to reverse the ball. We have 2 screen on Tin. Tin, you have to be ready.
Cuối cùng là cản cho Tiên 2 cái, Tiên lên nha, cản đôi đó.
Over the top, no home run layups, please. Switch on all screens. Let's try to get a steal right here. Maybe they make a mistake. If not, dog and plug. Let's make them take 10, 11 seconds to set up their offense. And then see how they do that. Okay, so who's going to try this?
Singapore coach Kirk Murad indirectly makes a good point. They've got time on their side. If they can force Vietnam to use up the clock to get their offense set, that works in Singapore's favour. 11 is still the lead. It was 10 at three-quarter time, so Vietnam have got to do something differently. We're pretty much spot on halfway through the last quarter. They've made no real impression on the margin. Singapore is steady and composed. Vietnam it is who've got to step it up somehow. It's a layup that you'd want to be taking. Oh, good desperation from Vietnam. And she drains it as well. So Huynh Thi Ngoan. So Trat chased that hard, brought it back into play. It was quickly in her hands and she drains it for the 3. She's a star, Trat. Another travel. Vietnam doing some of their own refereeing. They're getting a bit excited. That was a 3 from Trat Thi Nguyet Na. Lead down to 8 and Vietnam in possession. Lucky to get the rebound in the second look and taken by Bui Kim Nan. She's recovered from the leg cramp she had. And now the lead's just 6. Make it 8. Amanda Lim. Very important bucket. Singapore just need to slow down Vietnam's offense. Vietnam need to be efficient. Couple on the shot clock. Oh, Yoshida has done really well. Got hand over the shot. Yeah. Yoshida able to legally disrupt the shot. Oh, that helps. Out by 10 now. Chu back to her best. We get another couple out of Huynh Thi Ngoan. And they fouled Yoshida. Ooh, she says that hurts. Singapore by 8, 2:55 in this one. Coach Murad wants a few words.
We're winning. They can't guard JJ. So we're going to put the ball in her hands and let her make decisions. So far, the last 2 times, she did a great job. So attack the hoop every time. Let's make sure we're in position to loop first. I want Yukie over here.
Okay. Now we have to use block sometimes. We have to use block.
Heard Coach Murad refer to JJ. That's Jacqueline Chu. His full name Jacqueline Chu Jia. Hence JJ. And Yukie, of course, is Yukie Yoshida. And obviously the important players in the mind of the coach as we stare down the last 3 minutes of this match. Singapore looking for their second victory of the tournament. Vietnam their first. Got Amanda Lim at the line. Not much a coach can do during a game about the free throw shooting. It's either there or it isn't. It's got to be done well before you arrive. The training for it, I mean. Vietnam ball. And the lead is 9. 2:40 left. Another timeout.
Nga inbound the ball Set the screen first. Wang. Set the screen.
Cản cho tụi vô ha.
Okay.
Nha, cản cho vô
if
nha.
open you have to go. Pass right here. Set up continuous screen.
Cản cho bên kia ha.
You have to be ready. If no, you have to go right there and we have to hold 11 seconds.
Nha, có 11 ký, 1, 2, 3 lên đó.
No need to screen. If you want, mop.
Okay, and 9's not getting a free. Understand? Everybody else, offensively, take your time. The ball in JJ's hands. We don't have to run. We'll take it if they give it to us wide open. Otherwise, walk it up the floor, put it in JJ's hands, spread the floor, and let her make some decisions.
Certainly putting a lot of faith in Jacqueline Chu. And again, emphasising that time is on Singapore's side. Just walk it up the floor. There is no hurry to take your shot. Use your 24 seconds if you can. Huynh Thi Ngoan draws the foul. It's on Yoshida. This to make it a 7-point game. 2.5 minutes in basketball can be quite a long time, especially if you're a team trying to hold on and defend a lead from a charging opposition. This time the 3 won't go for Cheryl Poon. Won't go this time. Take your time. Take your time. Listen to the coach. Poon. Back out to Chu. She was a little late to arrive, so she couldn't really run things. Now she can. Another shot that doesn't go. Still 7 the difference. Bit over 1.5 minutes to go. This is a must-convert possession for Vietnam. Looking for a foul was Huynh Thi Ngoan. She's let out a yell. Referees weren't interested. Poon. Ah, that might do it. Tripped over her own feet a few seconds before taking that shot. Got herself ready. Pulled the trigger. Thank you very much. 79-69. That's more like it. Chu knows how to play this. Time is their friend. Happy to win it by one. And I think they're going to win it by more than that. Trat was on her way and they fouled her. Ten points, half a minute. Yoshida comes over. I think the coach feels they've done enough. They should have. This ought to be a bridge too far for Vietnam.
As long as you can, and then foul. Stand up. Here's how we foul. Stand up. We go for the ball. Wrap them up. We don't grab them. I don't want an intentional foul. We wrap them up and we go for the ball. Okay? Do not double team. Otherwise, you're going to play.
Listen, listen. Don't pass the ball right here, Don't pass right here.
Singapore have struggled to, Vietnam have struggled to shut down Singapore's Chu and Cheryl Poon. Yoshida might have been a bit quieter than they wanted her to be, but early foul trouble limited her opportunities. But with 30 seconds left, I think Singapore would have to play poorly not to get this one home. What would you do if you're Vietnam? So set up, take the three-point shot early from Bui or Trat. Nguyen from three-point range, it doesn't quite go, and Yoshida got the rebound. And they're milking the clock well. Oh, there's a steal from Vietnam. Oh, and a foul from Cheryl Poon. Anyway, 50-50 collision perhaps. Floor's been swept, 12 seconds left. Turnover, and that'll do it. Chu. No reason to do anything, and Vietnam know the cause is lost, and they let the clock run down, and 10 will be the margin, as it was at three-quarter time. And an 81-71 victory for Singapore. So they squared the ledger in the last quarter with 19 points each. Vietnam fought back very well. There was much against them after just a few minutes when they trailed 14-0. 81-71, they've made Singapore fight hard for it, but the victory at these 29th SEA Games does go to Singapore over Vietnam by 81 points to 71.
VAR